So this one's kind of small, but when you go to like family get-togethers and stuff, do your family members like, hey man, let me hear a rhyme, or is it more just boom, families together? You
When
get
we
put
was
on.
young, well, yeah, when we was younger, yeah, when I was younger, they always used to like that. But as I got older, they would, I don't leave them alone. But sometimes I just do it. But for me, like a lot of times, even when I do go home, like for a family gathering or a function, I always take my music with me. So at one point or another, there's one little niece or nephew that'll stray in the back room and ask me, "Hey, what are you doing?" And they'll be looking at the drum machine or something. And then they be like, "Uncle Rico, bust a verse or say a verse." I've always been the entertainment.
Nice.
Yeah.
Um, the next question I had, I feel like you've kind of answered it all throughout this entire interview. I was going to ask if you could share a message with the world, and that message be truly received and understood. What would that message be? But I feel like you've touched on a lot of points about positivity and just being thankful for waking up first. But do you have a different answer for this specific question? If you could share a message with the world and that message be truly received, people really grasp it and live it.
I would tell if I could share one message with the world just from my perspective, I would tell the world to embrace what supports the world. And what supports the world is nature. Get back outside, start touching air, start exercising more. Anything that involves you getting closer to nature, whatever part of nature that might be, that's the way that we make the world a better place. It's like stepping away from the technology for a bit, understanding that it's not significant to our growth. It's just a tool like anything else, So, and I think by getting closer to nature, you get closer to yourself, right? Because everything that we live in the real world is based off of something in nature. When you look at a bird, you see an airplane. When you get in your car and you turn the ignition, they call it horsepower. It used to be horses. Like it.
Okay.
Everything is based off of a blueprint, but that blueprint goes back to the original. You have a running stream. We have running water in the house now. It all has a reference, and that reference you can never erase. So if we start to embrace those things, then you get closer to that. You get closer to self, because just like the wind blows, you can mimic that. We can blow wind, not as strong, not as forceful, but we are still just a small planet mimicking a big one. So, if you start to understand nature, you understand yourself. If you start to understand yourself, then you're able to have more gratitude towards other people. And to have gratitude towards others is to give back to the planet. So that's the best message that I could give anyone, is not to overlook what supports you on a day-to-day basis. And that's not just finance. You can't get to your job without breathing, without walking,
Hmm.
without the sun rising. So sometimes we place emphasis on the mediocre and the mundane. You can always get a job if you really search hard enough. That'll always come. But, it's not promised to see the sun every day or to embrace that breeze that blew on you, when you open the window and say, man, there's a nice breeze outside right now. I'm going to get some of that. That's free, and I think that those are the things that we place less value on. So if put more value on nature, you put more value on self. Put more value on self, you're better to others. Being better to others, you're better to humanity. And being better to humanity, you save the planet. There it is.
Damn.
And that's truth. The best way I could put it. That's just from my perspective. You know?
I felt a lot of messages that I used to get from my dad in that, really. I feel you.
Yeah, man. That's really what I want to do, man, with this music thing, man. It's bigger than hip hop for me. It's bigger than getting a paycheck. I've made money. I've lost money. I've traveled, touched beautiful women around the world. I've done all of that shit. But what I found out at the end of the day is when you're gifted with such a beautiful gift, you have to acknowledge where that gift comes from. You have to be thankful for having the gift, and you have to be cognizant of others around you that might not be as poised and as polished as you, and you have to give back to those people, in every way you can. So I think at the end of the day, it's all about, like I said, man, just understanding who you are as a human being. It's bigger than music, but music was what spawned this thought process that I have to this day, you know, and I love it. I really do. Like every day is like it gets hard sometimes, but I'm excited for the day. You know, I'm excited. Like even just having this, and I know that I touched your heart in a few moments. It's like, man, I got a soldier with me forever. I know that now. I know that A. Rogers is gonna be around. That's gonna be my guy. You're my go-to guy now. If I need you, I know I can hit you up, and that's the beauty of making these connections. And what did that? Hip hop music.
Right.
Power that. We don't even look at it like that. We don't. We get so caught up with, okay, we got talk show hosts that have made a life out of making a mockery or discussing someone else's life. Someone pays you for that.
Right.
It's crazy. Even though the information, you make money to judge someone.
Yeah,
But
that's I hate that about a lot of these like podcasts and a lot of the YouTube shows that mimic a podcast is they like to review artists and tear them down, and it's usually a lot of negative information going back and forth. But I like to use my platform to try to spread positivity. Now, obviously, I'm not a big platform, and probably because I'm not out here sharing the negativity like everybody else. But I'm content with that.
nah, that's all right.
I'm
You
content
know
with
what I
that.
mean? Like I said, if it's a few people's heart that I touch and change the perspective of how sometimes even black men are viewed in the world, it's bad enough that we get murdered at the rate we get murdered, but there's a lot of eloquent, intelligent black men out here, and men period, that just want their message to be heard. I
Right.
mean, the reason I say the black man is because for me, I understand that. Damn, like I got an opportunity to speak to the world, let alone my people. I ain't talking about busting no guns. You talking about killing us up? What the? Are you serious? No. So that's where my philosophy starts to come into, that whole spiritual Zen-like state. Is like, yo, man, I want to do something that's positive,
Right.
for people, and then for the world, and then continue that, that flower to blossom. You know, that's it.
I hear that. Um, Last thing, this wasn't really on my question, but I'm gonna throw it out there. Have you ever had an interview where somebody didn't ask you to spit a freestyle?
Yeah, I kind of prefer those.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sometimes it's just like that whole, like, it's like the freestyle thing, I'm good at it. It's a novelty and I'll
Right.
always be able to do it. But like sometimes I'd rather just have a straight interview,
Right.
So I've had those where yeah, most of the time I try to get out of there without spitting one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my plan today was to not have you freestyle because I feel like there's a lot of evidence already out there, and if people want to see that, I'm not afraid to point them in that direction. But I really wanted to get personal with you and get some answers out of you today, and I don't want to make you work. You know what I'm saying? Like I just wanted this to
Right.
be kind of a one-on-one, no work involved, just you know, free thought.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's really what it was about, you know. And that's it for me, man. That's my whole way that I approach this rap thing. You know, a lot of science, a lot of reading, a lot of books, a lot of experiments. Uh, a lot of people don't know. Like I said, great producer, crazy visual artist. Love to paint some really crazy
Well,
things.
Melody told you I bought one of your artworks, right?
Oh yeah, we get you all framed up right now. You
All
give me
right,
something. Yeah,
that's
you'll
fire.
have that soon. Beautiful things, and that's what I do, man. That's my life, and I'm very blessed and fortunate to be able to wake up and still paint, and make a beat, and burn a spliff, and sit back and listen to records, and it's not, You know, I'm not a rich man, but I'm rich in character, and I know where my blessings come from. So that's the part of it for me. You know, at the end of the day.
Absolutely, man. I hear that. I'm actually looking forward to putting that up on the studio wall. I've got a lot of artists. When I moved into this house, I built a studio in here. In my housewarming party, I had everybody print out one 4x6 photo of just a list of all my favorite rappers, and they decorate all my wall. And my goal is to one day have everybody's signature on this wall somewhere. But
Oh yeah.
you're about to be the first with your artwork, man, and I'm absolutely pumped about it, man.
Yeah, I'm gonna put some cool stuff on the back for you too. Sign it up with a
Yeah,
little message from the homie.
I
You know what I'm saying?
appreciate that so much.
Keep you rolling. I'll put a little special little treat back there for you.
That'd be great. I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm
And
really happy to have had you today. I don't want to cut you off if you want to say anything else, but if you're ready to go get your day started, I'm willing to let you roll, man. If you need
yeah,
to.
man, I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on, but I just want to tell people, hey, you know, like you guys should support A. Rogers as well as support Supernatural's music and support your local MCs. You know, if you can get out to an open mic, try to throw functions, try to create functions for platforms for MCs to show themselves. If you got a few guys that got a few bucks in your town, say, hey, let's get together, let's throw a show. You know, I'll come down, headline the show. A. Rogers, a few other cats. You know, let's try to link up and make things happen, you know, in our own neighborhoods. You know, you got access to a legend. So, you know, let's do some things like that. And as far as anything else to say, thank you for the opportunity. You know, thank you
Oh
for
yeah,
the
man.
question being real, and let's continue to just push the culture forward. You know.
All right. Thank you so much for being on. I appreciate it. I appreciate all your kind words and being so humble and supporting me back. I appreciate that a lot.
Yes, sir, man. We'll get together soon, bro.
All right,
And,
man.
and
Take it easy.
your artwork is coming soon.
All right, I'm excited.
All right, bro.
All right, take care, man.
Salute, A. Rogers. Peace out.
Peace.